DJ Moore, the Vanderbilt return guy, he's their best. Florida will kick away from him and aim it instead for Alex Washington. Washington breaks to the outside, across the 40, and gives Vanderbilt excellent field position at the 44-yard line. Brian Thomas, a reserve safety, makes the tackle along with Major Wright. For the Gators, you see Major with that broken thumb playing with that big club of a right hand. That's got to be tough for him. 23 yards officially on the return. So Vanderbilt will go on offense first with Mackenzie Adams. He's a sophomore from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Vanderbilt has used 3 quarterbacks this year. Mackenzie Adams, Chris Nixon, the 2 primary guys. On first down, Adams will look to throw. He's a good runner, and he won't get very far that time. Excellent coverage for the Florida Gators as we take a look at the Vanderbilt Commodores going on offense to start off this ball game. Your Checkers starting lineup brought to you by Checkers, the official burger of the Florida Gators. Earl Bennett, the great wide receiver, all-time leader in the SEC in receptions. Up front, 5 seniors, Williams and Stamper, both starters, 5th-year senior tackles, as good a pair of tackles as there is in the SEC. Vanderbilt very good up front, the best line they've ever had. Michael Pouncey starting on nose after just a handful of practices for the Gators. And there's not a lot of running room in the middle. Adams bounces off a hit and falls forward across midfield, and it'll bring up 3rd down as we check out the defense for the Florida Gators up front. You got Harvey, Torrey Davis. You see that Matt Pouncey has moved into the starting lineup. Clint McMillan with a shoulder problem. The Gator linebacking core led by Brandon Spikes, Florida's top tackler so far this season. And in the secondary, the Gators have got to get some big plays out of their secondary. They haven't been able to take the ball away. Your starting lineups brought to you by Checkers, the official burger of the Florida Gators. Big 3rd down to start things off. Pass is thrown and caught at the 45, and a 3rd down conversion for Vanderbilt. Sean Walker makes the catch. Gators looking for that 3 and out, but they can't get it on the opening possession.
And that's been the tendency here in the last 4 ball games. Good coverage, but nice throw by Adams. Able to get the ball into his receivers. He's being hit. Good catch by Walker in a crowd.
Already in Vanderbilt Commodores into Florida territory with that 1st down. Here's Jennings running right side. He's got 5.
And Larry, this is a
tackle made by Jermaine Cunningham.
And Larry, this is a veteran offensive line. They've got 5 seniors on this offensive line, so they know that they can run the football. They're going up against a very wounded Gator defense where the defensive line is battered and bruised. Linebackers have been missing tackles. Secondary is just not playing well. So offensively, if you're the Commodores, you got to feel pretty confident about moving the football.
They fake up the, there is Hawkins getting the ball, and Vanderbilt kind of wishes they had faked it because the Gator defense was all over it and drives him back for a loss of a couple. There's Pouncey leading the way along with Derek Harvey.
Let's go back and take a look and see just what's going on along the line of scrimmage. Nice job by Pouncey of taking up 2-3 blockers. Gets great penetration in the right guard gap and just destroyed all of the blocking on that particular play.
Gator co-defensive coordinator Charlie Strong likes seeing negative yardage on running plays. And again, the Florida defense looks to make a 3rd down stop. There's the throw, and the tackle is made, and that should be shy of a 1st down. Florida closed quickly, a very favorable spot for the Commodores, but it still looks to be short.
It should be a little short.
There is a flag. I don't think the left guard got set, or somebody wasn't set. It is motion.
Difference is Mackenzie Adams shows you that when given time, he can throw the football. He's thrown 2 passes, put it on the money both times.
Illegal motion. Offense. Number 78. Yards from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
As That's pretty good there, Larry. You got the first one out of the box right.
The left guard.
Left guard.
Can I stop now?
I'm going to leave that alone.
Move the ball back outside the 47. It'll be 3rd and a dozen. Jason Jackson Garrison, number 22, back in at the running back for Vandy. Adams with time, fires incomplete, off the fingertips of Earl Bennett.
And this is a great play by linebacker A.J. Jones. He gets into the passing lane and basically blocks the view of Earl Bennett. Here's A.J. right there. Now watch him fall back in. Right there, just that little swipe at the football. Here's another look at it. Now watch, just a little swipe at the football by Jones. Keeps Earl Bennett from being able to catch that ball cleanly.
And Vanderbilt will try to pin the Gators deep. Brett Upson, the punter, has knocked down 16 inside the 20 this year. Tries that little rugby-style kick, and it hits out of bounds right around the 17 or 18-yard line. And they'll spot it at the 18. So the Gator defense gets a stop. And Tim Tebow and the Florida offense go to work. What a terrific year Tebow has had, just a sophomore, closing in on 2,000 passing yards, a great 6-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. And to think, the question coming into the year is, could the sophomore throw? Yeah, Tim Tebow can throw, and he has been a superb leader for this Florida team, both with his arm and with his legs. Gators start out at the 18. Jared Faison comes in motion. Gators swing it out to Harvin. Percy's got 5. Percy's got 10 yards and a Florida first down. Let's check out the starting lineup for the Florida Gators, brought to you by Checkers, the official burger of the Florida Gators. The backs and receivers, Brandon James getting his first start of the year for the Gators, along with the talented receiving corps. And there you see up front, Watkins, Tart, Miller, Pouncey, and Metter, the front 5 for the Gators. Give Percy Harvin 11 on that catch to the 29-yard line. Now Tebow fires the other way. And he finds Lewis Murphy and picks up about 9 more as we check out the defense for the Vanderbilt Commodores up front. Stone, Hall, Horrocks, and Gatewood, all solid performers. The strength of their defense, the linebacking corps led by Jonathan Goff. He's an awfully good one. And in the secondary, DJ Moore, 5 interceptions already this season. Number 17, keep an eye on him. So the Gators come out throwing and have moved the ball nicely. On 2nd and short, here's Harvin. Not much there, but maybe enough for the first down. It's going to be close. If he crossed the 39, he's got the first down for the Gators.
Well, this is a Vandy football team that their linebackers flow very well to the football. These guys run exceptionally well. It's going to be tough to get big plays outside running the football. You've got to gash him up the middle. That time, you get it to your speedy guy, Percy Harvin. You hope to get him outside, but you saw the reaction of the Commodore linebacking corps.
And that's always true about a team with excellent linebackers, isn't it? You've got to be able to attack inside.
You've got to force them to step up. If you look at the depth of the linebackers, they're 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, so that they can flow to the football. They can see the handoff, and they can run to the football. Where you get them caught up in there in that traffic, it takes away that ability to run sideline to sideline. They got to run backwards.
Florida with a fresh set of downs, so back-to-back first downs to start the drive for the Gators. With the ball on the 39, empty backfield. Wide open, Caldwell. Bubba Caldwell into Vanderbilt territory inside the 42-yard line. 19 yards for the senior wide receiver from Tampa Jefferson.
And that time they caught him in a zone defense. Now watch this area here just vacate. There's nobody there. Everybody's running out, trying to get to their drop areas, and they leave the center of the field totally open. Caldwell steps in it, catches it, turns it upfield. Great yardage on a first down pass.
Vanderbilt with a 3-man front. Florida fakes the handoff. Going deep down the sideline for Murphy, and he's got it. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
And this is just an outstanding effort by Lewis Murphy as he goes up over Myron Lewis and just takes the football away. If you look down to the left side of your screen, now watch this. The DB thinks he's in great position, but a nice job by Lewis of going up, taking the ball, Murphy taking the ball away from Myron Lewis.
Lewis over Lewis, a 39-yard gain for the Florida Gators. Up the middle, Keyston Moore. And he gets about half of the 3 yards Florida needed for the touchdown.
And that's what you want to see. You want to see Keyston Moore get off to a good start. You want to see him pounding the football. He's had a little trouble there lately, Larry, hanging on to the football. But, you know, this is showing you've got some confidence in him as you start to give him the ball down in the money zone.
And the money zone indeed for the 2007 Florida Gators, 44.3% on a record pace. Let's see if they can up their percentage here.
Yep.
Again, the power three-man eye backfield. Moore again. He's in. Touchdown. Joey Ehas. Whistle.
Is under further review.
They're checking to see if he actually crossed the plane before the knee touched. Had an official right on it. Let's take a look.
Well, you can't really tell from that angle there. Let's go back and see if we get a better shot of it here. And the key is,
yep.
Let's see where we get here. Right there, he's still on top. He's actually on top of the weak side linebacker, Marcus Buggs, as he's just trying to get in. Here's another look. He's actually in there. It's really hard to see. He's down in here. Okay, here's a ball. That's Keyston Moore right here. Now right here, his knee is not down because, and here is the ball. Right there, all the ball has to do is touch or break the plane of the white line, and it's an automatic touchdown. So let's see what they come up with.
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed. Video evidence shows that the ball was 6 inches short of the goal line. The next down will be 3rd down and goal from the 6-inch line.
6-inch yard line.
Yeah, which doesn't exist.
Let's go back and take another look. And, you know, he's got the ball tucked away. And they're saying the ball hits right there. And then he moves it across. So, doesn't matter. You know, the Gators have got to overcome that. They should be able to go in there right now and punch it in.
I think number 15 will just sneak it.
Well, you know, the last couple plays, they've been up at the line of scrimmage. The quarterback's been under center. Now they go back into the shotgun.
And even that would have scored on that one. Number 13 for Tim Tebow. And unless there's a review, Ehas will go for the extra point. That's 41 in a row for Joey Ehas. Tim Tebow, the sophomore from Nice High School in St. Augustine, with the keeper, his 13th rushing touchdown of the year.
Tim Tebow back in the shotgun, and everybody expects him to go left. Good blocking over that right side by Marquise Pouncey, Carlton Metter, tight end, and then Jim Tark coming around to lead him in and to do the congratulating.
So the Florida Gators get set to kick it off for the second time. Joey Ehas again kicking away from Moore and to Alex Washington. Washington's fakes right and then comes to the left, and he's greeted rather rudely at the 32-yard line. And let's go down to the field to Steve Babbitt.
Well, so far, the Michael Pouncey experiment going pretty well for defensive line coach Greg Madison. Now, Pouncey with the size, 6'4", about 315, has that bulk you want at nose guard. What he's able to do is give you some push. Watch this play. He gets to center and guard, blows them up, and then the other guys are able to collapse on the play. He doesn't get the tackle, but he was the instrument on that play to make it a negative play. So the Pouncey, he's got great smarts, and he's very athletic. Once he learns his position, he might have found a new home at nose guard.
Well, he's back home again. Lawrence Marsh also in at defensive tackle for the Gators as Vanderbilt goes on offense. Adams incomplete, trying to get it to Kason Jackson Garrison.
Good coverage that time by Brandon Spikes, but going back to Michael Pouncey playing that nose tackle position, guys, don't forget he was the center. He knows all the tricks that the center is going to try and pull. He probably even knows some of the calls. When they're trying to get the calls off between him, the center, and the guard, they go, "Oh yeah, I know what that is. I'm going to hit this guy." So there's some positives about switching over to the other side of the ball.
No question. I was talking with Greg Madison. He says the experience as a center certainly helps the transition. Well, Vandy gashes the Gators up front. Big hole and a lot of running room. And they pick up a first down as the Commodores move the chains against the Florida Gators. Well, the Gator men's basketball team is getting set for action. They will be taking on Lynn in their final exhibition game on Monday night, November 5th at 7 o'clock. For ticket information on the Florida Gators, call 1-800-34-GATOR. Mark the ball at the 46. Vandy stays on the ground. Not much running room that time as Florida gummed up the works for Jeff Jennings.
Well, on that last play, Larry, it looked like the linebacker and the defensive line, the different corps were on different pages. It looked like they had a slant to the right that time, and the linebacker was supposed to go left, and looked like they went left as well, and that left that big gaping hole.
Vanderbilt mixing the run and pass effectively. And there's another big hole, but it closes quickly as Spike stepped in there to drop Jared Hawkins shy of a first down.
Now, that's what it really should look like. Now, watch the defensive line. Everybody's going that way. Linebacker should be going this way. That time, by Brandon Spikes being where he's supposed to be, the running back comes right back to him.
Ball's at about the 46. So third and a couple. There you see Brandon Spikes, 8 tackles for loss this season for the Gators. Adams with time goes down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Sean Walker, but Wondy Pierre-Louis was right there.
Great coverage that time by Wondy Pierre-Louis as he had inside position, located the football. If you remember in the Georgia game, he had great coverage, tried to look to locate the football, and then the ball was picked off the top of his head by the receiver. That time, he feels he should have had his second interception in as many ball games.
Fourth down and a couple. The Gators trying to get lined up as Vanderbilt may have something going on here. They don't need a lot on fourth down. Florida has to be careful not to jump. Another rugby-style kick. Hits at the 15. Brandon James fields it at the 7. James to the 20. He's got room. Brandon James down the sideline. Tripped up in Vanderbilt territory inside the 40.
And Larry, this is what you've been looking for from your special teams. In the last couple of ball games, your special teams have not come up with big plays to help you. Now, nice job of fielding this thing on the bounce, not panicking, and then going right up the sideline. One-on-one, big offensive center or lineman is not going to make that tackle on Brandon James, and he just left number 85 standing in his wakes.
Give Nate Campbell credit for the tackle that kept James from going all the way, but 55 yards for the sophomore from St. Augustine High School. So the Gators with great field position trying to add to an early lead. Tebow at the rock step, now fires, and a sliding attempt made And it looks like they'll give him the catch. Percy Harvin inside the 20.
Great adjustment on the throw by Percy Harvin. Ball's thrown low and back behind him, and he comes back to help out his quarterback. This is what great receivers do. They make plays when it's not a perfect pass. That time he got down on the ball, got his hands underneath the football to make the catch.
Moves the ball to the inside the 18-yard line. Gators in scoring position right away. And I think we're going to have another review as Bobby Johnson calling timeout to request one.
Play is under further review.
Well, he didn't call a timeout. I guess that they are going to take another look at it.
This should be the best angle. Yeah, it looked like that ball hit the ground. Looked like it bounced up. I tell you, if he didn't catch it, Percy did an outstanding job of carrying it out and faking it as if he did. Well, here's another look. He gets down, hands underneath. And I tell you what, looked like he brings it in. Looked like he gets both arms underneath. So let's see what happens.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a catch and the first down.
How about that? What are you going to do? Gators with great field position at the 17. Tebow extremely sharp throwing the ball early on. There's Harvin. Percy to the 10. Percy Harvin scores! Wow. Such a dynamic talent. Averages almost 12 yards a touch for his career. And Harvin has helped give the Florida Gators a 14-0 lead. Percy from Virginia Beach runs it in for his 4th rushing touchdown. And the Gators trying to do some memorable stuff today here in the Swamp on homecoming weekend, and there's a reason why Percy Harvin was able to score so easily.
And Larry, it's just great blocking when you get the double team, and then right here, this guy right here. Now see, he helps here, and he knows that this guy is his guy. Now watch him come off. Percy Harvin starts this way and comes back. Now watch what happens. All of a sudden, he's in the end zone. Too much speed. Safety's not able to make the play. 18-yard touchdown run by Percy Harvin, but great blocking by the offensive line and fullback Rutledge.
Eric Rutledge from right here in Gainesville, P.K. Young's school. P.K. Young's school's been pretty good to the Florida Gators.
And I tell you what, each and every week, Eric Rutledge, grades out as one of the champions for this squad.
Florida saw Vandy switch its return guys, so they kick in a different direction, and they still get it to Alex Washington. Vandy trying to hide DJ Moore. Next time they may switch jerseys in order to try to confuse the Gators.
And what the Gators have come out and done is thrown the football well, and that has opened up the running game somewhat, so they're using the pass to set up the run here today.
On first down. Little running play doesn't generate a whole lot as the Gator defense is there, led by Brandon Spikes, as the Commodores have pulled Mackenzie Adams and brought in Chris Nixon, a junior from Brundage, Alabama. He started the year as the #1 guy, played against the Gators in last year's game, has 6 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions. Very similar athlete, however.
Yeah, they're pretty much carbon copy, and both can throw the ball, runs well with the football, and last year Nixon had 298 yards throwing against the Gators, so
a lot of it late in the game as Vanderbilt tried to rally. No running room inside. The Florida Gator run defense doing a really nice job so far this afternoon, and the Commodores will have 3rd and long.
And I tell you what was so beautiful about that play. You saw 10, 11 guys. Now watch when the running back gets into the hole. Now that's Brandon Spike's only earlier play, but you had 10, 11 Gator defenders all around the football that time, Larry.
Well, if you're missing tackles, the more guys you get around the ball, the better your odds. And any defensive coach will tell you, I want as many hats on the ball as possible. Now Vanderbilt with a 3rd down and 8. Crowd making noise here at the Swamp. Swing pass incomplete for Jackson Garrison. And they'll have to kick it away. So the Gators have forced 3 punts in the first 12 minutes after forcing 2 punts all week last week.
Gators come with a blitz, and this is perfectly set up, but a nice job by Tebow of seeing it as he was able to get out into the screen area and force Nixon to overshoot his intended receiver, Garrison.
Well, let's see how Vandy punts it. They tried to avoid James the first time, punted it to him the second time, and he got 55 yards. And the Gators almost got to that one, but a good kick that'll bounce out of bounds. No return opportunity, and it'll put Florida in business at the 28-yard line. 14-0 Florida with 3:34 to go here in the opening quarter. 2 possessions, 2 touchdown drives for the orange and blue. Gators go empty backfield on first down. Tebow with time now has it batted down. Looked like Theo Horrocks may have gotten a big paw on it. Horrocks and Stone applying the pressure. See Roderick Stewart into the ball game. He's a defensive end, comes off the bench, a sophomore from Noonan, Georgia. He's got some excellent speed.
Excellent speed, already has 3 sacks to his credit this year, and he plays behind Stone, who also has 3 sacks. So this is a defensive football team coming in with 24 sacks already this year.
And 5 different guys have 3 to lead the team. They send a lot of different combinations after a quarterback. There's Murphy with a nice catch. Flag on the play in the backfield, and Murphy couldn't get loose, so it'll be 3rd and about 6 unless they take the penalty, which is holding on the Gators.
Well, and you can expect them to take the penalty as Patrick Benoist comes from the outside and gets held by Mike Pouncey.
Holding. Number 56 on the offense. The penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot. We'll replay 2nd down.
Here's another look at it. This is coming from outside. Watch this here. And as he gets beat, he drops his shoulder. Now right there, that's holding. You know, you got to take your hands off, but if you are Tim Tebow, you say, hold on, big fella. We'll line up and play the next play.
10 yards is better than a clean shot at your quarterback. Gators set up a screen, and they've got running room for Caldwell. Bubba Caldwell across the 30, down to the 33-yard line. One more block, and he'd have been running for a long time.
Well, he got the block, but that time it just looked like Bubba wasn't sure where to go with the football. But you catch a perfect call. You get the blitz, you got blockers out front. Now right here, he turns back into it. He's got to tuck in behind big boy Pouncey and follow him to the promised land there. Here's another look at it. Now right here, you've got your right guard out in front. Follow him. Don't run off and leave him. That's a big body.
3rd down and 5 for the Gators. Tebow with time completes it. 1st down and more for Harvin across midfield.
You know, most people lack his speed. Some lack his hands. I like how smart Percy Harvin is. Now he catches the football right here. You know, hey, this is a linebacker, man. I don't have to put any moves on him. I just run by him. You know, he goes north and south, turns out a play that would have been a 5-6 yard play into a 10-15 yard play.
Gators, look at the difference in total offense. 131 to 3 inside 2 minutes to play opening quarter. Here's Harvin. Percy inside the 40. Percy Harvin race to the corner. Harvin driven out of bounds near the 10-yard line.
Did I say he was smart?
Quick, too.
Along with all those other attributes, because he starts to go left, Larry. This is the thing of beauty. He starts to go left. He says, wait a minute, there's a linebacker over there. No, I'm going back to the right. And he has the speed and the ability to get back into the hole and then go 39 yards before he's pushed out of bounds by the Commodores defenders as DJ Moore is able to force him out of bounds.
Nice downfield block helping him along the way by Lewis Murphy. The Gators have the ball at the 11. Houston Moore down to about the 7-yard line. He got 3 or 4 on the play.
And I tell you, when you can pound the football and you can get your backs through there, and they get runs of this nature, really pumps up your offensive line. They start to feel good about themselves, and they get even more aggressive along that line of scrimmage, and you start to run for 4 or 5 yards each and every time you hit the ball up in the middle.
And that offensive line has been getting it done today. 1 holding penalty.
That was a good one, though. You protect your quarterback.
2nd down and 6. The Gators can get a 1st down at the 1. Tebow moves Faison up a step. And they don't get the playoff. Timeout Florida before the penalty. Urban Meyer down around the 20. Hollered out to the line judge and got a timeout. And so the Gators will be facing 2nd down and 6 when we return to the Swamp on Sun Sports. Florida Gators with 2 first-quarter touchdowns. To Tebow, the 3rd and goal keeper to get Florida on the board. And then it was Percy Harvin dancing through traffic on his way to an 18-yard score. Big play is a big part of the Gators' success so far today. And you look at those 2 guys just having tremendous ball games. And I tell you, Percy Harvin has been tremendous, and he's been every chance he's gotten to touch the ball, things have gone well. The first thing Vandy did that they didn't want to do is kick it to Brandon James, and Brandon James took it up the sideline on a 55-yard return to set the Gators up. And then moving the chains, number 1, a terrific catch for Percy Harvin, and that led to Harvin getting the carry. 2 plays, all Harvin all the time, 39 yards for the 2nd Florida Gator touchdown, and now they're looking for their 3rd score. Bad snap. Tebow picks it up and is knocked to the ground, and that'll be a loss of about 25 yards or so.
We saw a similar snap last week versus Georgia down in the red zone, where a little high goes through the quarterback's hands. This time it's just completely over the quarterback's hands. I think Keyston Moore had a chance last week and got the high snap. So, you know, once again in scoring territory, a bad snap, quarterback unable to handle the snap, sets you up in bad field position.
It's 3rd and 33, but 10 or so puts you in pretty good field goal range. There's a throw and a catch to Bubba Caldwell at the 21. And that'll make it less than a 40-yard field goal try for the Gators. So important real estate on that completion.
Former Gator great wide receiver Chris Dorian. Chris, happy homecoming to you. I'll tell you what, before we start, we're going to let Joey Ihas try a field goal.
Ihas 7 out of 9. His last was his longest of the year, a 43 against Georgia, but not this time. So the Gators lose a scoring opportunity after having it down at the Vanderbilt 11-yard line due to that snap over the head of Tim Tebow. Vandy goes on offense. We go back to Steve.
Well, Gator fans that tune into Sun Sports are able to enjoy that great series, gridiron, great games, Florida style, and the new host will be Chris Dorian. Chris, I know you're excited about that.
I'm very much excited about it. Obviously, James Bates has done a great job in getting that thing going, and happy to have a chance to sit in for him, especially having sat through a lot of those old games and been a part of some as well. It's been a lot of fun to do with James, and now I'm looking forward to hosting it.
We'll let this play develop, and then we'll go back to Chris. Let's go back up to Larry.
Vanderbilt at the 21-yard line. See if the Commodores get a little spark from stopping the Gators for the first time. Nixon staggered into the hole and then is dropped for a loss of a yard. Spikes and Pouncey and company make the play. Back to Steve.
Okay, Chris, I know the great thing about that series is you get a chance to visit with former players as you're going over the game.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to kind of get together and relive some of those moments that maybe you forgot about. You can catch up with your former teammates that you haven't seen in a while. So it's great fun for us, but it's also great fun for the viewers to watch as well.
And also you get a chance to update what they're currently doing.
Yeah, you kind of lose track of what some of your favorite players are doing, so it's a good reminder that they're still around.
All right, Chris Dorian, happy homecoming.
Hey, happy homecoming to you, Steve. Thanks.
Option left, well defended by the Gators. And they drop him.
And the key to that, Larry, is the ability of everybody to come down the line of scrimmage on the option. So therefore, when Nixon did pitch it, tried to tuck it back inside, there was a bevy of Gator defenders there on the tackle.
A bevy?
A bevy.
Sounds like more than one or two. A.J. Jones, the guy who turned it in.
Lot of blue shirts.
Now Mackenzie Adams back in at quarterback on 3rd and long for Vanderbilt. Gators show a blitz. Now they drop back to cover. It's a screen pass. And it's going to work for a first down as Hawkins takes it across the 30 to the 34, where he's run out of bounds by Major Wright.
Well executed screen pass that time by Mackenzie Adams. He looks out to his right side, knowing all the time he wants to screen the ball back to the left. He's looking out, now boom. Good timing by the offensive line. Like I say, veteran offensive line that did a nice job of disguising, holding for a couple counts before they came out on the screen pass.
Josh Eames, the big left guard out of North Cape May, New Jersey, among those blockers for Vanderbilt on the screen pass. Now the Commodores go empty from the 34. Adams fakes the keeper. Fires left side, short gain to Hawkins. And he is dropped immediately by Spikes.
Nice job by the Gators this time. They tried to pull a little Tebow on the Gators, where it looked like Adams was going to fake up as he's going to run the ball and then try and get the ball deep, but the Gators were not fooled that particular time.
Kason Jackson Garrison hit at the 40, and he dropped forward maybe another half yard. Doe is there defensively for the Gators. Dustin Doe, a sophomore.
And the linebackers are staying at home, Larry. This time, as he breaks it back into the hole, Dustin Doe is right there to make the play. You know, in previous games, linebackers have been running out of there trying to get ahead of everything, and the play cuts back behind them. So far today, that's only happened once. Gators are doing a much nicer job at the linebacker position of staying at home, playing their responsibility.
Doe second on the Gator team behind Spikes in tackles, now has 60. 3rd down. Fired to Bennett. Earl Bennett's got the ball into Florida territory. Joe Hayden makes the stop, but the all-time leader in receptions in the SEC, the junior from Birmingham, has him another one.
Gators come with a blitz. Nice job of picking up the blitz. What you get when you come with a blitz, if you're the Commodores, you get your #1 receiver. Earl Bennett came into the ball game with 54 receptions, one-on-one, and he makes the play, catches number 55.
That's an incompleted pass. Tried to get it to Bennett again, but he overthrew it. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Vanderbilt Commodores, right around the midfield stripe. Vandy trailing by a score of 14-0. The Gators had a chance to add to it with the ball at the 11-yard line, but a bad snap and eventually a missed field goal took away that scoring chance. And this is really the best drive Vanderbilt's put together so far, starting back at their own 21.
Yeah, and they had the Gators had a pretty good defensive series going until Vandy came with that screen pass that got them out of the hole.
They watched the Kentucky video, obviously. Kentucky lived on screen passes. Now Adams flushed out of the pocket. Runs, fakes a shovel, and will be forced out of bounds. There's a flag. Oh, my goodness. Looked like he ran out. I didn't see that he got hit out, but we'll check on that.
Yeah, they might get Jermaine Cunningham with putting his hands on him after he crossed the out-of-bounds mark, but an outstanding job by Jermaine Cunningham on that particular play.
Well, they string it out. They drop the quarterback for a 4-yard loss and then give him 15 and a first down. So instead of 3rd and long, the Commodores will be inside the Florida 40. Our referee today, Hubert Owens, and his crew working this ball game.
Here's another look at it. Cunningham fighting off. And see, he actually puts his hands on him right as he's still in the field of play, but it's when he extended it, I think it's the last part of that play that they saw, Larry, and hit him with the penalty.
Vanderbilt at the Florida 37. Commodores looking deep. They throw deep over the middle. Man is open. And Vanderbilt has a 1st and goal inside the 5. The tight end, Jake Bradford. A 36-yard gain.
And there's a flag down. But
personal foul, roughing the passer, number 98 on the defense. The penalty is pass to the goal, and an automatic first down.
So 2 major penalties on the Gator defense on this drive, although that's just a 1-yard mark-off.
Well, tight end gets a clean release that time. Jake Bradford going right through the center of the field, and then the Gators get hit with a roughing the passer penalty as Adams is hit just as he's releasing the football. And looked like the safeties vacated the middle of the field.
So Vanderbilt looking to get on the board. There's a flag on the play. Adams running around. Adams looking for help somewhere, and he just throws it away, which he can do outside the tackle box. Now we'll see if this is a formation or if the Gators might have been lined up offside. It's usually one of the two when it comes out at the snap. Saw one Vanderbilt player applauding.
Offside. Number 98 on the defense. The penalty is half the distance to the goal. We'll replay first down.
That's back-to-back penalties on Clint McMillan. You know, you get the roughing the passer penalty. Now you want to try and make up for it. You're trying to make a play, and you get caught for lining up in the neutral zone.
Here you see McMillan. Senior from Oviedo, northeast of Orlando. Mackenzie Adams, he's in the end zone for a touchdown. So Vanderbilt drives the length of the field after the missed field goal by Florida, and they get back within a score.
And then all of a sudden, defensively, you start getting several penalties called, and you let a Commodore team that's down on the mat get up and move the ball down the field and get on the board. So just unbelievable how, you know, things change momentum-wise.
Oh, no question, Nat. It's a great point. And when you remember the last couple of seasons, you know Vanderbilt's a resilient team anyway. They rallied to send the Gators into a double overtime game 2 years ago. They rallied in the fourth quarter to put a scare into Florida last year.
Yeah, this is a team that, you know, they're not going to quit. They've got a great coach in Bobby Johnson, and this is the team that they come in, and they're going to fight all the way till the end of the ball game, so you've got to be prepared to play 60 minutes.
Extra point is good. And with exactly 11 minutes to play in the first half here at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, the Vanderbilt Commodores are on the board. The Gators still lead at 14-7. Now the Gators in a battle with Vanderbilt, a 7-point ball game here in the second quarter at the Swamp. Let's go back down to the field and check in with Steve Babbitt.
Thank you, Larry. It's great to catch up with some former Gators during homecoming game. Former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews with us, and Shane getting set for a new venture. He is the head coach of the Florida team in the brand new All-American Football League, which gets set to kick off pretty soon. In fact, it's coming up April 12th in Jacksonville, Florida against Alabama. Coach, you getting ready?
We're getting ready. We're going to have a big workout here in Gainesville, I think December 14th and 15th. We're bringing in about 95 state of Florida players, and we'll work them out a little bit and try to choose 60 to take to training camp from that.
Tell me how Shane Matthews, the player, can now transition to Shane Matthews as the coach, and what will be the key?
Well, I'm a coach's son, so I've been around him my whole life, and I was taught very well my 3 years here with Spurrier. And after playing 14 years in the NFL, I've been around a lot of different systems and different head coaches. So I'd say 95% of our offense is going to be the fun and gun, and the other 5% will be some stuff I learned in the NFL.
Now, the Florida team will obviously have a great Florida flavor, so I know that a lot of former Gators are going to try to get your ear and say, Coach Matthews, give me a chance.
Well, it's amazing how many guys want to come back and play, and just keep that competitive desire going. And it's going to be a good brand of football. We're going to have a lot of fun. A lot of our guys are going to be made up of NFL guys and guys that just got cut recently.
One of the big niches about this league, the All-American Football League, is that you've got to be a graduate.
Yeah, you have to have a college degree to play, and I think that's huge. It's going to only enhance the graduation rate for our athletic program here, because we had guys already go back to school to be eligible to play for us.
All right, Shane, good to see you. Happy homecoming.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, former Gator Shane Matthews.
Coach Matthews. His dad, Bill, was a great high school coach in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Won a state championship with Shane as his quarterback. And we certainly wish him well and hope the league does well, because I think that's going to be great for the kids. Well, the Florida Gators will try to reclaim that momentum that Nat was talking about that they had and have kind of seen get away from them. Short kickoff. Be fielded at the 28. No, was there a fair catch or not? Now a flag will be called for delay a game. Ryan Stamper caught the ball. I don't think he signaled for a fair catch, but perhaps a teammate did.
No, yes, he did. He signaled for it right away, and then realized that after he caught it, he had plenty of time and room to run. And you know, he was a little hesitant. He said, maybe they didn't see me. And
he must have thought he saw that Connecticut game.
There he is, right there. You know, he clearly signals that. See, right here he stops. Then he goes, oh, nope, can't do that. They can't hit you. You can't run.
5 yards from the spot of the foul. It'll be first down.
I don't know if he was signaling fair catch or if he was telling Aaron Hernandez, I got it.
Well, either way, once you put your hand up and you wave it, it's a fair catch signal and you cannot run. You know, he made the right move and signaling the fair catch, making sure of the possession of the football.
Now, if the refs don't blow the whistle when he catches it to declare the ball dead, then I don't think they should have the right to flag him for keeping going. Out of bounds and back in. Percy Harvin, we'll see where Percy stepped out of bounds. It'll be about the 37-yard line. That'll be a gain of a dozen or so and a Florida first down.
Well, that time you saw Percy coming into the short side of the field, uses his speed to get outside, and DJ Moore reaches out and grabs him. Otherwise, he's up the sideline for even a bigger gain.
71 rushing, 50 receiving already for Harvin, but importantly 7 touches. He has not had more than 15 in any game. I think they want to get him more than 15 in this one. He's got it again. Harvin fakes inside, out and back in, and he gains about 8 or 9 yards.
A nice job of using his fullback, Eric Rutledge. As he ran with the football, he actually helped set up the block for Eric as he darted in, darted back out, and then gave Eric a chance to get out in front. Now here's Eric coming from a wham position. Now watch him duck back in, and that helps sets up the block on Lewis, the cornerback.
I mean, you feel like you do a good job defensively when you hold Harvin to 9 yards. You know, it looks like you do a lot of things right, and sure enough, it's 2nd and 1. Gators go inside. Big running room. Houston Moore inside the 30. Moore dragged out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
Great blocking over the right side of the offensive line. You know, just a tremendous job by the O-line. Mike Pouncey, Carlton Metter over that right side. He hits it right up their butt. Carlton Metter gets the block to spring him. Now, right here, you like to put that ball in the left arm instead of continually carrying in your right arm where the pursuit's coming from. But I guess when you've had put it on the ground a couple times, you don't want to do anything with it. You just want to tuck it and run.
Keep it where it is, absolutely. From the 22, Florida trying to answer the Vandy score in a hurry. Tebow to Caldwell. Bubba Caldwell inside the 15, close to another first down. And it looks like he's got it.
And Larry, what I'm seeing right now is offensively, guys playing with a sense of urgency. You know, they know what happened last week up there in Georgia. This time you're getting that extra effort on each and every play. Bubba Caldwell catches the football, put a little move on Moore, gets outside, picks up additional yardage for the first down. Instead of being 2nd and 3 or 4, it's 1st and 10 for the Gators.
1st and 10 at the 11 where they were on their last possession. And now timeout is called by the Vanderbilt Commodore defense with 9:40 to play in the first half. Vandy needs a little rest. They need to regroup. The Gator offense is on a roll, leading by 7, trying to add to it here on Sun Sports.
You know, so far today, because Percy has been able to run so effectively and the offensive line has done such a great job, you haven't had to pound the football. In the past, when we've had to pound the football, we've left that up to Tim Tebow, and that's how he hurt his shoulder. So, you know, you've got to have a guy like a Keyston Moore, a big bruising back that also can take some of that load off of the tough yardage.
Moore with 4 carries for 37 yards. Tebow has only carried it once. Flips it out, wide open, phasing. touchdown.
This stuff that we saw early in the year, just everybody going 120 miles an hour on each and every play to help each other be successful. And the Gators come with a little trickery, a little crisscross there. Now watch the block by Bubba Caldwell right here as he comes back and peels on the linebacker, or excuse me, on the strong safety, Langford, who's got a beeline on Jared Faison. Just outstanding blocking by the receiver to help get a fellow receiver into the end zone. He peeled back and he took out the strong safety, and I mean, he leveled it.
Ehas kicks it to the goal line, and it's a touchback. And the ball will be at the 20-yard line. Vanderbilt goes to work on offense. They just had a nice scoring drive, helped by a couple of Florida penalties. Now Adams steps through trouble and gets a couple of yards before he's dropped by Clint McMillan.
Nice job by Clint McMillan of being alert, getting off his block as they tried to run that little quarterback draw and making the play. You spread everybody out and you try and get the quarterback up through the middle, but Clint McMillan was alert, fought off the block and made the play. You know, that's called making up and not hanging your head for some of those earlier mistakes that you made.
McMillan playing with a bad wing. His shoulder's been bothering him, but he has not missed action. Florida's been really hit by injuries at defensive tackle. On the slant route, it's caught. Still upright, George Smith fighting his way forward before he's dropped at the 29, about a yard shy of the first down.
Tremendous reaction by the Gator defenders as George Smith catches this ball, and watch everybody break on the football, stops him short of the first down, making it 3rd and 1. Big fella not able to fall forward.
Tony Joyner, the Gators' strong safety, senior from Haines City. Gators look to get a stop on 3rd and short. Hawkins to the 30 and maybe an eyelash past. And that's all he needed since they started right on the 20, and Vanderbilt will pick up a first down.
Still a good job by that Gator defense, only giving up a yard. Came very close to being able to hold them short of the first down. You know, this is what you want to see. You want to see the Commodores have to earn each and every yard all the way down the field. Nothing cheap.
Inside 8 minutes to play in the first half. Gators have scored on 3 of 4 possessions. They'd like another shot with plenty of time on it to see if they can get another score before halftime. Gators creep in with a blitz. They take away the slant. It's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Sean Walker. That ball pops up another foot or so. That's a pick 6 for somebody.
I tell you, it looked like the Gators were in the huddle when they made this call. Watch how many Gator defenders are around this. There's everybody right there. I mean, the linebackers ran to the spot on the snap of the ball as he faked the toss, and he wanted to throw it the first time. He pulled it back, and then he says, I got to try and get it in there. But, you know, outstanding job by the Gator defense of recognizing a play and then reacting to it.
And, you know, Greg Madison's thinking, oh, we could have had a pick there, had a chance to maybe take it back the other direction. On 2nd and 10. That's another completed pass to Bennett. Bennett in a pile at around the 35. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
You know, and when you look at Earl Bennett and the amount of receptions, he's only averaging 11.8 yards per catch with 4 touchdowns, and here's a guy that came into this ball game with 54 catches. So, you know, you're really not getting a whole lot out of one of the speediest players on their football team with him averaging only 11.8 yards a catch.
Gators check out Pouncey and McMillan at tackle and send in Torrey Davis and Justin Tratto. Try to get a little more pass rush on 3rd down. Vandy above 50% on 3rd down. That's been an issue for the Gators of late. Harvey with the big rush, tipped and intercepted by Jermaine Cunningham. Cunningham inside the 20. The Gators will have the ball at the 17-yard line.
Jermaine Cunningham being alert, couldn't get there to to flush the quarterback, get the sack on the quarterback, reacts when the ball is thrown. But it was Brandon Spikes that got his hand on the football and deflected it up in the air. Right here, taps it up in the air. They're trying to get the ball to the crossing route to George Smith. And then great job of athleticism by Jermaine Cunningham, big defensive end, picking the ball out of the air and then taking it down. And, you know, most guys would have tried to avoid the quarterback, but instead he wanted to run over the quarterback.
That's a defensive end mentality. Corner would have tried to avoid it.
Well, he gets called another hit on the quarterback.
From the 17, Tebow fires, caught at the 5. It's a 1st and goal Gators, Percy Harvin.
Now, this one I really cannot understand if you're the Commodores. Where is Percy Harvin? You know, you've got Bubba Caldwell, and everybody's reacting to everybody but Percy Harvin. And Tebow finds him on the sideline. He catches the football before DJ Moore can get up and make the tackle.
Harvin having just a sensational day for the Florida Gators, running and receiving. 1st and goal. Tebow under pressure, fires, touchdown, Bubba Caldwell. And this is the explosive Gator offense we saw the first 4 weeks of the season against a Vanderbilt defense that had allowed only one opponent to top 24 points in the first 8 weeks. The Gators have 28 in the first half. Timeout from the Swamp with Florida up 28-7.
The ball's a little low, but Tim Tebow moves out to his left, able to get rid of the football as he's being hit just as he releases it to Andre Caldwell for the 4th Gator touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Gators kick off. This is a high short kick, but Moore will get his first chance to return one. He's very good at it, and he has a chance to get to the outside. Good angle and a good tackle. They got a little face mask. The official right on the play did not throw the flag. The flag came from about 17 yards downfield. Major Wright on the tackle for Florida. And there's a flag out in the middle of the field as well.
Here's another look at it. DJ Moore shows you his niftiness, and then he gets out to the... Basically, I didn't see the actual flag, but very tough tackling for Major Wright with that big club on the right hand, and only got the left. So
yeah, the officials talk over the 2 flags, one on the sideline on the looked like it was going to be on the tackle. I can't imagine what else it could have been. And then one out in the middle of the field during the return before Moore took it to the outside. And there you see the club of Major Wright.
Larry, basically what that is around that right hand to protect that broken thumb, it's an old boxing glove. An old boxing glove they modified, and then they've got a bunch of tape. In fact, there's probably 15 rolls of tape that surround that thing. But literally, that's a boxing glove, and Major Wright, he's known for giving out the knockout blow.
In the return, personal foul, face mask on the kicking team, number 21. That was a black below the wall. On the receiving team, number 76. Those fouls will offset, will re-kick.
And that took 3 minutes.
and if you talk to him long enough, it'll be 9 games. So
line drive kick right over the head of Moore, who is creeping up. And Vandy will have to start at the 20-yard line. The Gator offense has been terrific this afternoon with 4 scores already. The first time they go to the goal line, Keyston Moore gets credit. They take it back, so Tebow says, fine, I'll run it in. Florida's got its first touchdown. They got a run from Harvin, a pass to Faison, and the 4th touchdown is to Bubba Caldwell. 2 running, 2 throwing for the Florida Gator offense. They've not had to punt, and they have 1 missed field goal. Just tremendous offensive execution.
Tremendous offensive execution, and it's also great balance on the offense, both running and throwing the football.
Adams on the slant. Earl Bennett's paying a lot of price for 6- and 7-yard catches today, and he got one there and got sandwiched by the Gator defense. Well, it's just about basketball season, and the women's basketball team, under the direction of Amanda Butler, is gearing up for her first campaign on the Florida sideline. And they invite you to get your season tickets now and enjoy all the exciting action. Call 1-800-34-GATOR to check out Florida women's basketball this season. On 2nd and 4, they run inside for maybe half a yard. Hawkins knocked off his pins by A.J. Jones.
A.J. Jones playing that outside linebacker, strong side linebacker, does a nice job of coming down the line of scrimmage, keeping leverage, and then just leveling Hawkins. Caught him with one of his feet up in the air and sort of pancaked him.
Like those hits when the guy's feet were both up off the ground moments after. The Gators more than a 2-to-1 advantage in total offense today. Under pressure, the throw and catch is made just across the 30, and that's enough for a first down. George Smith, junior from Hollywood Hills High School in South Florida. Only got about 4 or 5 on the play, but that's all he needed.
Yeah, but I like the way the Gators secondary is playing right now, Larry. They're up in their face, they're pressing, they're challenging them. George Smith is 6'3", 200 pounds, and Joe Hayden is all in his mug each and every time he comes up to the line of scrimmage.
Inside 4:40 to play, opening half. Gators up by 21. Florida corner blitz is picked up, and it's just thrown away by Adams. Now, that ought to be grounding. He was in trouble. He was in the pocket, and there wasn't a receiver within 40 yards.
Well,
I mean, nowhere.
Well, he had a receiver, but he was not throwing it to him because he was covered. This is just a good job of getting rid of football. He wants to go out to his right. Everything's covered. Now he double clutches, and he just basically, he throws to an area where the receiver was just leaving. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
May have been left that area the previous play. Little confusion in the Florida secondary between Wondy Pierre-Louis and Marquis Anderson. They appear to have it straightened out. Swing pass to Bennett. Bennett will be hit and dropped shy of the 30-yard line.
Now, Larry, this is a defense that is alert. They are aggressive. That time, Wondy Pierre-Louis saw this play. He saw it before snap. He's telling Marquis Anderson, you've got to beat this block, get upfield. Marquis does that. He gets in there. He makes the play, gets around the ankles of Bennett, and then in comes Joyner and the rest of the defense to put the final touches in. But this great recognition by the defense. Everybody's alert.
As I said, it looked like confusion, but it wasn't. It was Wondy calling the play out, and the Gator defense stopped it. Now a throw out a safety route, but way shy of a first down. They complete it to George Smith, but Brandon Spikes is there to run him out of bounds, and the Gator defense holds with 3:36 to play. Vandy will have to punt.
Nice job that time, not only by the secondary, but by the defensive line. That time, Tebow, as you get pressure outside, Adams steps up, and then Tebow is in his mug, forces him to run outside and just try and get rid of the football. Not able to throw the ball down the field for a longer completion.
4th and about 6 from the 36. Decent rush, but then bad acting by the punter. Upson tried to get a call. It didn't succeed, but that ball bounces and rolls and turns out to be a pretty good kick inside the 16-yard line for the Florida Gators. So the Gators will have a long way to go. See what the Gators do. They've got 5 wide to open up from the 16-yard line. Now Harvin in motion comes into the backfield. Harvin has it. Didn't see room to the outside. Cuts it in, gets about 5. He's tackled by Jonathan Goff, along with Broderick Stewart.
Very little indecision when Percy Harvin has the ball in his hand. That time he want to go outside, but as soon as he saw those linebackers filling outside, he just cuts it back, goes north and south, gets as much as he can, which is another 5-yard run.
Plenty of time for the Florida Gators to try to drive the ball. Gators not in a hurry yet. Want to make sure to move those chains once to shorten the remaining clock time. Harvin in traffic gets maybe a yard, and it'll be 3rd down and 5 from the 21.
Gabe Hall beats the block up. The offensive lineman is in the hole. Keeps Percy from being able to turn it up, and Percy runs right into him.
Look at Harvin, 85 yards rushing. He's also caught 5 passes today. Tebow has been almost perfect throwing the ball. Leads the nation in passing efficiency, and those numbers will just make his efficiency rating go even higher. On 3rd down, completes another one. Collard, but up forward for the 1st down is Percy Harvin. And the Gators move the chains with 2:01 until halftime. Now you may see the Gators hurry up a little bit.
Well, haven't called Cadillus Ingram's name all day today. Let's see if we can get the big guy going through the middle.
Gators fire, and there's Harvin. Harvin to the 45, and they say not out of bounds forward progress, but it'll be 15 yards and a 1st down.
Well, the good thing about college football is the clock stops. They've got a penalty flag down, but the clock stops anytime you get a 1st down to move the chains. So
Vandy might have had 12 guys on the field at the snap. But I don't know if all 12 participated. That's the difference between 5 and 15. Well, you added on to the run either way, so I believe.
Illegal participation. 12 men on the defense participating in the play. That penalty is refused. The result of the last play is a 1st down.
Okay, so the Gators take the 15-yard gain instead of the 15-yard penalty. Don't want to take the stats away from the fellas.
And a nice job by the Gators of not even worrying about it. They got in the huddle, got the play called, and they're right there ready to snap the football as soon as the referee blows it available for play.
There's Harvin with another 1st down inside the Vandy 40. 15 yards on the play. Gators a minute 35 and 2 timeouts remaining. Just a great day for Tim Tebow throwing the football and Percy Harvin catching it and running with it. Vanderbilt blitzes. Tebow gets rid of it. Harvin is hit and dropped at about the 37, and Florida may want to use one of those 2 timeouts right away, and they do. Good clock management there by the Gators, saving as much time as they can. It's only a gain of about 3 yards. Look at Percy Harvin, over 100 rushing for the sophomore. Came into the game with 329 rushing yards on the year. His combined rushing receiving now well over 1,000 on the season, as Harvin is just one of the most dynamic performers in college football. Well, when you talk homecoming weekend at the University of Florida, we already showed you a little bit about the parade, but how about a Gator Growl last night? Big crowd at Growl, hosted by Shelly Meyer.
Have them come up, and then I'm going to have our captain say something at the end, and then we'll finish singing "We Are the Boys."
Billy Donovan on hand, along with this year's Gator basketball
They'll say
team.
things like,
if the quarterback, if he throws the ball and the receiver, if he catches it in the end zone, then that's gonna.
There you see Frank Caliendo, the main performer, the homecoming queen, and all the festivities, part of Gator Growl and Homecoming 2007 here at the University of Florida. Gators go back to work. Tebow in trouble, flips it incomplete for Caldwell, saving a whole bunch of yardage, and it'll be 3rd down.
Excellent job by Tim Tebow of avoiding the sack by just getting the ball in the vicinity of Bubba Caldwell.
Well, right now you're looking at about a 54, 55-yard field goal, so you know Florida would like to move it a little closer, maybe 4-down territory for this Gator offense.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Larry. This is 4-down territory, and
see if Vandy comes with a big blitz or tries to cover. They have not covered the Gators well. Here comes the pressure. There goes the ball to Caldwell, and the Gators have a first down at the 25.
Excellent job of picking up the blitz by the offensive line on that particular play. You know, they showed 3-man rush, and then they blitzed the linebackers inside, and Gators did a nice job of just protecting their area along that line of scrimmage.
1:11 to go and a timeout remaining for Florida. Tebow fires, Caldwell again, and Bubba's down at the 13.
Well, I can tell you this here, DJ Moore don't want to see any more of Bubba Caldwell because he is wearing him out.
Well, we showed that Caldwell had caught Chris Doering on the pass receiving chart. He has passed him now and setting his sights on others.
Well, I think the next guy that's in his sights is Dallas Baker.
Overthrown for the corner of the end zone. Good pressure and good coverage on Harvin by the safety, Ryan Hamilton, getting over there. And it'll be second down with 53 seconds to go, and the ball just outside the 13-yard line for the Gator offense.
Well, you know, the Gators would like to put a few more points on the board, especially from a momentum standpoint, because, you know, they get the ball coming out here in the second half. They can put some points on the board, go up at least 31, if not 35-7, and they get the ball, can come out and set the tone early. They can put this game away.
35 is the most points Vanderbilt has given up in any game this season. Florida threatening to get there by halftime. Quarterback draw. Tebow knocked off his pins, couldn't get his balance. It was open, but he couldn't get through the traffic, and it'll be 3rd down and long. And the Gators debate using their final timeout. And it appears they have called their final timeout with 42 seconds to go. Obviously 14 for a touchdown. It's a short field goal from this point, about a 32-yarder. Vandy with a lot of guys up around the line of scrimmage. And they're coming. Tebow fires for Caldwell, touchdown! It's like playing darts. Tebow is so accurate today. Vanderbilt is allowing teams 327 yards per game in total offense. The Florida Gators have passed that in the first half of this game. 5 touchdowns in 6 possessions for the Gator offense.
Now watch Tim Tebow. He moves just a few steps to his left to give himself a better angle, and then he throws it nice and high over the outstretched arms of the safety that's trying to get into that throwing lane. Beautifully thrown football. Nice catch by Bubba Caldwell for the touchdown. Well, Steve, the tough part about it is whether the corner's protected or not, whenever they do have good coverage, then you've got guys sitting down in the open areas, and he's able to get the ball to his outlet as once again Joey Ehas is able to kick it into the end zone, and DJ Moore takes a knee.
But they are not a quick strike offensive football team most of the time. Gators with a 4-man line. And they'll run it right up the gut. Jennings gets 9.
Coach, first let's start with the offense. Both sides of the ball looking very good today. Very sharp. What stands out to you as far as the first half of the Florida offense?
I think well, first I'm going to talk about our defense. Our defense has been challenged, been abused, been everything, and I think they responded. And, you know, I think we have some playmakers in offense who are doing a good job spreading it around.
Coach, what do you like about your defense? What are they doing well today, forcing punts and getting a turnover?
Everything's in front of them, and that's the key to a good defense. And we played great defense around here. We haven't in the last few weeks, but cupping the football and getting them on the ground, that's the key.
How crisp does the offense look to you as far as running the plays? They look very on top of their game.
Yeah, I mean, just we got a second half to play. We got to keep this thing going.
Thank you, Coach.
5 touchdowns in 6 possessions, and they get the ball to start the second half. Onside kick for Vandy. It didn't go, or it might have just barely gone to 10.
Yeah, it went to 10, and you know, the Gators get hit with it. Kentucky tried this against the Gators, and fortunately for the Gators at that point, they touched the ball prior to it going the 10 yards required, which is the 40-yard line. That time, you know, Vandy executed it perfectly, You know, if you're on that front line and you're the Gators, you can't start giving ground. You've got to make sure the ball is kicked before you give ground. That time, Gators start giving ground, just caught him napping.
First turnover of the day for Florida. Technically, that's a fumble lost. And Vanderbilt, which managed very little offense in the first half, gets a great opportunity to start the second half. Deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Michael Pouncey.
Pouncey getting the pressure up the middle, something Florida's really struggled to get this year. And the freshman from Lakeland High School gets it there.
Well, and he gets good penetration, but he realizes he's not going to get there. So what does he do? He watched the release of the quarterback, and he gets that left arm up and knocks the ball down.
And that's a freshman, a true freshman in his first week of defense. He did not play defense in high school except in goal line situations, going up against a senior veteran starter. On the keeper, Adams gets to the outside. He'll run out of bounds at about the 47. And that'll bring up third down and maybe 4. Joe Hayden runs him out of bounds.
Well, I think that time they took advantage of Michael Pouncey because you had a hard rush up the middle, and Michael Pouncey, not aware of that, was not able to get outside and keep containment. So, you know, opens up a big gap when you get that hard pressure up the field by the defensive end, and the tackle don't come out to cover.
Vanderbilt has to get to about the inside the Florida 49 for a first down on 3rd and 4. Mackenzie Adams, the quarterback. Look for that short slant to Bennett, who's got it, and he is racked. Very close to the first down. Looks like he's got it close to the Florida 48. Earl Bennett earned his yardage in the first half. Just 3 catches for 19 yards for Bennett, one of the top receivers in the SEC. The Gators have done a great job on him.
A little different formation, and you know, everybody is running with somebody. That time Bennett actually caught the ball. If he had caught it on the first try, would have had a little running room, but you know, he's so used to getting popped as he goes to catch the football that that time he bobbled it.
Up the middle they go, nothing much there. Maybe 3 or 4 yards for Jeff Jennings, and the Gator defense stops him there. Let's take a look at the numbers the first half of this game. Florida 358 to 139 in total offense. Just a tremendous advantage there for the Gators.
Well, just an outstanding job, even though Vandy had the ball longer with 17, almost 18 minutes, but the Gators had that quick strike and was 5 of 6 on 3rd down conversions.
Inside run again, not much there, maybe a couple of yards before the Gator defense stiffens. There's Brandon Spikes in the middle of it as usual.
Much better job by the Gator defense today, or this afternoon, shall I say, on tackling. You don't see as many missed tackles. A little holding going on down there in that interior line, but not being called. You know, on every snap of the ball, you can call holding one way or another.
And we talked early on about so many hats around the ball. That's one great way to deal with tackling problems. The more guys you've got around the ball, the better chance someone's going to get a hat on the right guy. Another 3rd and short for Vandy. Another slant pass caught. Not much yardage there, but a first down for Sean Walker, the junior from Rennes, Georgia, at the Florida 36.
And all they're running is a double slant where the inside guy is really your flare control. He clears it out by him going further down inside, and then that opens up a big gaping hole because you don't have a linebacker or anybody out there in between the quarterback and the the quarterback and the receiver.
Carlos Dunlap, freshman defensive end out of North Carolina, checks into the Florida lineup. Vanderbilt's tight end looks like he's lined up offside, and there's a flag. That's encroachment when you get in a 3-point stance. And that should be 5 on Vandy. Really, do you see that?
Encroachment on the offense. Number 82 lined up in the neutral zone. The penalty is 5 yards from the previous spot. It will remain first down.
1st and 15. Be sure to join Urban Meyer in helping build the Gateway of Champions here at the University of Florida. The Gateway of Champions will provide a true entryway into Florida football's past, present, and future gridiron greatness. For more information on how you can be a part of the Gateway of Champions, call Gator Boosters at 1-800-34-GATOR extension 5,000. That project already well underway. It's going to be spectacular. Adams flips it and threw it out of bounds. He was being pressured by Carlos Dunlap. Dunlap's a guy the Gators feel just have unlimited potential, a tremendous athlete. Came to the University of Florida out of North Charleston. He can just do a lot of damage up there. 6'6", 240 officially.
And he's actually playing some defensive end, and at times they'll slide him inside. But you know, if you're the defensive end, you've got to stop getting pushed by the quarterback and opening up that gaping hole that allows the quarterback to escape.
Florida blitzes on 3rd down, and Adams runs into a sea of humanity in the backfield. Michael Pouncey comes through again. What a job this kid's doing in his 4th day as a defensive tackle for the Florida Gators.
And I tell you, he realized as an offensive lineman, this is Pouncey right here. He realized as an offensive lineman, the toughest thing is to have someone just take you right back to the quarterback as he does to the center. You know, then Brandon Spike comes in and cleans up, but he just took the center and said, let's go for a ride.
Kind of tackled him without hitting him, like he pushed the center right into the quarterback. 3rd and long for Vanderbilt. Adams with plenty of time, fires, it's caught. Spinning ahead for a 1st down, and inside the 15 is Sean Walker. The Gators had him stopped short and missed the tackle. And Marquis Anderson is limping at the end of the play.
A lot of guys asking to come out. You know, tremendous job by Mackenzie Adams as he double pumps. And, you know, right here, you know, you see a Gator defender just diving, trying to knock that ball down. I think that was Kyle Jackson. But what you've got to do is make the tackle. It's third down. They're short of the 1st down. You make the tackle there, they either got to kick a field goal or go for it on 4th down. So, you know, if you're going to try and make that kind of play, you got to be sure you're going to be able to make it.
Vanderbilt inside the Florida 15, looking for its 2nd score. Adams still waiting. This throws it into the ground. Walker was on the ground, close to the ball, and, well, just an incomplete pass.
Yeah, but what he was really looking to do is trying to get the ball to Walker on a crossing route. But watch Brandon Spikes, number 51. You know, Adams is sets, good pressure. Now he just gets rid of the football. Nice job by McMillan of not hitting, but as Walker came across, he saw right then that Brandon Spikes was saying, please throw it, please.
Vanderbilt with an onside kick to start the 2nd half is driven to the Florida 14. The run inside, there's nothing there for Hawkins. The Gator defense, and again, you see Spikes right in the middle of it. Clint McMillan as well making the play.
Here's another look at it. Everybody staying in their lane. Clint McMillan getting off the block, coming down the line of scrimmage, makes the tackle. You know, the key is being able to stymie your man and then get off the block. Get there and make the play.
Vanderbilt has taken almost 5 minutes off the clock to start the 3rd quarter. Here's the blitz. Adams throws it for the corner. It is deflected and incomplete. Joe Hayden got a paw on it to deny the touchdown.
Now, what a heads-up play by the true freshman, Joe Hayden. This is Kyle Jackson's coverage, and he comes off his man and gets back into play. Just an outstanding play by the freshman. Justin Trudeau gets a free shot on the quarterback. Now, he gets back, and he makes the play versus George Smith to keep this from being a touchdown, as Adams just threw it up to a spot to try and take advantage of George Smith's sides at 6'3".
Vanderbilt will go for the field goal to try to get something out of this drive. Brian Honfelt, 10 for 14. Not a very good snap, but well handled. And the kick is good. Give an assist there because a nice job on the hold for Vandy by the quarterback Adams. And Honfelt has his 11th field goal of the season. So Vanderbilt capitalizes on the onside kick and is able to take 5 minutes off the clock, which really isn't in their best interest, and get 3 points on the board. It would have been more if not for Joe Hayden, the freshman corner for the Florida Gators out of Maryland with the big play, holding Vandy to 3. So the Gators do have a the hands guys out there.
And the key is, Larry, the ball has to go to the 40-yard line. But you don't have to wait for it. If it's a good hop, you can go up and get it. You know, what this is based on is that by the time it gets to the 40-yard line, there's going to be somebody there to hit you. So sometimes you need to go forward and get it.
High kick. Brandon James at the 17. James looking for running room. Tries to break it outside. Can't do it. Nice tackle for Vanderbilt on coverage by their third running back, Jared Hawkins, number 31. Tebow, they're going to run a little option to the outside. There's Percy. Harvin to the 30. Harvin 35, run out of bounds, close to a first down across the 37-yard line. So he has the Florida first down, and Percy Harvin closes in on a 200-yard day.
And, you know, you've got a Commodore down. Weak side linebackers, Marcus Buggs is still out on the ground.
Buggs a good player. I like this linebacking core. Benoit, the sophomore, number 30. Jonathan Goff, the middle linebacker, 47, a likely all-SEC guy. And Buggs, also a senior from Madison, Tennessee. And
well, he can do it all. And, you know, he's a guy that, you know, as long as he stays healthy, he's going to set a lot of records here at the University of Florida.
From the 38, Harvin comes in motion toward Tebow. They fake to Harvin. Tebow rolling, fires, intercepted. The safety Langford has it at the 42-yard line. Deflected pass, and Vandy has its second takeaway of the third quarter.
Yeah, and this time, this is all on Tim Tebow because this is a ball that should not have been thrown. His receiver could have helped him out a little bit by continuing to work back to the football, but you've got that outlet receiver out there that, you know what, if you don't hit him, you can throw it away. Now, right here, he's got somebody in the flat. He tries to force this ball in, and because the play took so long, Bubba Caldwell's not able to make the play, and Vandy's in good field position with a chance to go and add some points to them.
Big defensive series for the Florida Gators. This becomes a very different looking ball game if the Commodores can drive it in and score here. Adams flips it high and way over everybody. Kyle Jackson the closest to it. The Gator free safety, and it's incomplete.
They keep trying to get the Gators to bite on the quarterback draw, and Gators are not doing it. Kyle Jackson is back deep, but nice job by Brandon Spikes, who was working against Garrison, of staying back and not coming up, and not able to throw the ball over his head.
And one of those keys to the game you talked about, Nat, is the ability to stop the run. That's why you don't have to respect the fake quarterback draw. And there's a tackle made at the 43, probably a loss of the yard. Jackson Garrison.
Dustin Doe keeping great leverage that time, and as Garrison tried to cut it back inside, he makes the play. You know, watch your defense coming down the line of scrimmage. Now, nice job right there by Dustin Doe, not letting him get outside, forcing him to come back inside and forcing him to run into his blocker, Jake Bradford.
Another 3rd and long for the Gator defense. Crowd starts to make some noise here at the Swamp. Adams runs out of pressure, pumps once, gets a defender up, and he'll get down to about the 39-yard line. And well short of a first down. It'll be 4th and about 6 or 7 yards to go.
I tell you what, Mackenzie Adams is a very tough character to get on the ground. You know, that time it looked like he was going to be sacked or tackled 3 or 4 different times, and he pump faked. He did everything he had to do to buy some time and get some space where he's able to pick up good yardage on that 3rd down scramble.
Well, Vanderbilt likes to go for it on 4th down. The Gators have struggled with 4th down defense, allowing 9 of the last 10 conversions. There you see 5 for 5 LSU, 4 for 5 Kentucky. They want to stop here. On the year, 2 out of 3 are good. Adams with time, it's deflected, it's incomplete. And the Gator defense this time, there's a flag on the, no, there's not a flag, I'm sorry. There's some glistening something or other on the field.
It's me. Justin Trateau backed up from his tackle position and got into the throwing lane. You know, you talk about athletes along the line of scrimmage. Now, he's just playing linebacker. He gets right there where they're trying to get the ball to Jennings, and he gets his hand on the football.
Little zone blitz there, sort of.
Well, Justin has one interception already this year. He was trying to get number 2. You know, it looked like he's coming. Now watch him back up, reading the quarterback eyes. Hey, is he throwing it to me?
Now, Percy Harvin came in this game with 757 yards rushing from his wide receiver position in his career. Also the receiver, though, Percy's able to go down and make those kind of catches down low. That dual threat, there's the run of Percy Harvin. Reads the block, makes men miss, and is able to score on that play. Again, Percy Harvin with the run, sees the block on that little delay counter, and is able to get to the outside with that speed. A lot of big plays today by number 1 Percy Harvin. It's interesting that Percy Harvin, with all those yards, is the number 1 rusher from that wide receiver position. Wes Chandler, during the mid-70s, had 356 yards in his career. Nat Moore, what kind of player would Wes Chandler be in the spread offense? I bet pretty good.
Well, I think Wes had a little bit more razzle-dazzle to his game, and
than anybody.
And most of Wes's runs were actually where they were reverses and et cetera. It wasn't where he was lining up in the, should I say, the wishbone. I think they put him in the wishbone there at the end of his career just for a minute to try and get the ball in his hands.
Oh, what a great player Wes Chandler was. Florida runs inside with Brandon James, excuse me, and he gets about 2 or 3.
Well, that time it got a little scary for this Vandy football team, because you had Brandon James in the backfield, and then you had Percy Harvin's coming around, and it's like, which one is going to get the football?
And you're rooting for none of the above. 2nd down and 8. Gators doing all this without the running of Tim Tebow, who's only run it twice, once for a 1-yard touchdown, once for a loss of a yard. Harvin, not a lot of room. He's met and drilled by the safety, Langford, and there'll be no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Kind of the energy, he's kind of left the building a little bit here at the Swamp.
Well, we said earlier that when you can get even a speed guy running lateral, it just gives you angles where you're able to cut him off at the pass. And that time Langford was able to cut him off at the pass as he was running the ball back to the right side, and there was not a blocker on him. So good clean shot on Percy.
3rd and 8. 5 receivers out. Vanderbilt blitzes. Florida picks it up. There's Harvin. He's short of a 1st down at the 45, however. So it'll bring up 4th and 3, and we'll see Chaz Henry for the first time this season, Gator freshman punter.
You mean first time today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I haven't been around in a while. So
oh, okay. Well,
first time for me.
Well, let's see if Chaz Henry can get off a good punt. You know, in the first half, the Vanderbilt Commodores starting field position was the 26-yard line, where so far here in the 2nd half, they've had the ball up around the 41, 42-yard line each time.
Henry kicks a high floater. Fair catch signaled for. He's run into by a teammate. It's Florida football at the 17-yard line. How about that?
Well, if you're a Vandy, you would wish that Chaz Henry wasn't punting at all today, because the first punt, a fair catch signal, and the returner is not able to catch the football, and he puts it on the ground. Here's another look at it. Nice high kick.
There's Washington waiting for it. And
Alex Washington is right there, and the ball moves on him, and he actually runs into number 14, which is Josh Allen, the cornerback.
So the Gators get a huge break after giving Vandy a couple of breaks earlier this quarter. Now let's see what Florida can do with it. From the 17. Tebow keeps. Tebow runs into a man at the 5, fights his way forward just shy of the goal line. They wouldn't give it to him. 16 yards, 1st and goal.
Now, guys, I must say this. You know, Tim Tebow runs the football. He gets the crowd up. But this is the ball that Percy Harvin was expecting a shovel pass, and the lane is there, but the lane was so big that Tim said, I'm not taking any chances. Now, watch this. This is just a little shovel pass. You got what you're looking for. And Percy said, where's the ball? Give me the ball. I mean, he's got a blocker out in front. He's got Jim Tart in front of him, and Tebow decided he was going to run it himself.
On the keeper, he does not get in. Inside 5 minutes to go third quarter. So Tebow on his third carry has his first good gain of the day. More than a yard, that is. And now it'll be second and goal. We'll see if he keeps it or if Keyston Moore will get another chance to score.
And it just shows you, Tim Tebow is such a competitor that when he sees that opportunity, he knows that they really don't want him to run the football that much, don't want him to take any pounding. It's hard for him to not take advantage of his instinct.
Now out of the shotgun on second and goal. He'll keep it. He's in this time. Touchdown, Tim Tebow, his second running score of the day. And how about that? A record in the history of the Southeastern Conference. No quarterback has rushed for more touchdowns in a season than Tim Tebow, 2007.
Well, another good job of blocking by that offensive line as the Gators show that power left formation. And Tim Tebow tucks in, cuts it back over to the right side for the touchdown.
There you see in the Florida single-season rushing TD record book. Hey, guess what? Emmett, move over, please. Here comes Tim Tebow rewriting the record book in his sophomore season at the University of Florida. 6 Gator touchdowns, and they lead 42-10.
It's been a happy homecoming for Gator fans and quarterback Tim Tebow. Florida 42, Vanderbilt 10, 4:16 to go in the third quarter. Well, the Gators have had a good history of punting. Right now it's freshman Chaz Henry averaging almost 45 yards a punt. But he had to take over for a guy named Eric Wilbur, a 4-year starter for the Gators. Eric Wilbur, very strong leg. And in his career, Eric Wilbur averaged no less than 42 yards a punt and at times 45 yards a punt. Now Chaz Henry's last punt, his only punt, you see the fumble. Brandon James recovers it. So Chaz Henry with one punt, it was a long one, it was a good one, and the Gators get it. Let's go back upstairs. And keep in mind, guys, at the last 3 games, Chaz Henry, 46-yard average punting the ball.
And what a great punt he had against Georgia. Pinned the Bulldogs deep. The very next play, interception, touchdown for Wondy Pierre-Louis. Driving kick. Moore backing up, will field over the shoulder at the 2. DJ Moore, one of the top returners in the SEC, and he's got some room. Moore breaks it outside. The Gators have the angle, so he'll change directions. And he'll get dropped close to midfield. So pretty good kick, but a very good return from Moore, who came into the game averaging 28.6. And gets 4 yards on that kick return for Vandy. With touchdowns on 6 of their 8 offensive possessions. 1 punt, 1 missed field goal. Little delay route to Bennett. Bennett makes the catch and gains about 7 or 8 yards, and that might be his longest gain of the season. The Gators have really corralled Bennett today. Not of the season, but of the day.
Other than that one play where Jake Bradford got behind the defense, the Gators have done a nice job of playing pressure defense and keeping everything in front of them, and then coming up making the tackle. They've had a couple plays where you've had some missed tackles, but overall pretty good performance by this defensive football team this afternoon.
Second and about 3. Oh, they let him have the corner. Mistake on the corner for the Gators, and Hawkins takes it down inside the 20-yard line. Jared Hawkins coming off an injury a year ago, sophomore from Spring, Texas.
You got where A.J. Jones actually forces the pitch, but Brandon Spikes gets blocked, or should I say gets around his ankles, and he has to fight off a block and loses sight of the football. And that allowed Hawkins to get outside of him.
Oh, the crowd starts making some noise as Vanderbilt's at the 17. They had a screen pass. The Gators snuffed it out, and now it's just thrown into the ground by Adams. He's done a nice job of grounding without getting penalized for it about 4 or 5 times today.
Well, and the Gators have done a nice job of play recognition. That's the second time this afternoon that they've tried to throw that screen pass to Garrison, and each time Jermaine Cunningham recognized it, ran with him, and took it away. But nice job by Adams getting outside of the tackles and throwing the ball at the feet of Jackson Garrison.
There was a flag on the play, but they didn't mean it.
Downfield, the pass was behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay. He threw the ball into the dirt, therefore it's not an ineligible receiver downfield. Good call. If the ball doesn't cross the line of scrimmage in the air, the entire rest of the team can be downfield. The drum majors can be downfield. It matters not.
Well, it's similar to the shovel pass, you know. Yeah. Is that, you know, it's almost like just a forward handoff.
They throw in the direction of the blitz. Another missed tackle. And Walker's out of bounds. They don't mark him out. He stepped out around the 11, I thought, but they say he did not, and it'll be 1st and goal, Vandy around the 5.
Junior wide receiver number 7, Sean Walker, very tough running with the football after the catch. He's still down. He took some big shots, but just a nice job going up, catching the ball in his hands, and then Major Wright not able to wrap up with his hand all bundled up, but then he stayed in there, and then Brendan Spikes came in and put the hat on him, and he's still down.
A couple of those steps around the 11 looked like his heel had hit, but on the replay from the end, you see that the heel didn't touch the ground. 4 years ago, 2003, Vanderbilt trying to rally. Jay Cutler finds Kewan Ratliff. The Gator corner breaks the UF single-season record on this play with his 8th interception of the season. That clinches it, 35-17, a Florida victory on that day in November just 4 years ago. Well, they're helping Walker off the field under his own power, but they're steadying him. He got knocked woozy down there around the 5-yard line. Vanderbilt goes to work, 1st and goal, trailing the Gators by 32 points. They'll run it. They'll get about half of it with Jennings running to the right side. Gator tackle made. Cunningham's there along with McMillan and Spikes.
Defensive line is very young, and let's see if they can keep him out of the end zone. Michael Pouncey's coming back in along with big number 44.
Duke Lemons.
Duke Lemons.
Florida freshman. Lawrence Marsh, number 90, a redshirt freshman. You like the future of this defense with all the young guys we've seen there today. You wonder if the offensive coaches will get Michael Pouncey back after he switched this week and has done a marvelous job. False start on Vandy. It'll be 2nd and goal, and they'll move it back closer to the 8.
Well, they'll call this back, but you know, some things are just funny. As wait till we get the call. I'll finish that.
Right to the snap. False start. Number 73 on the offense. The penalty is 5 yards for the previous spot.
See, they single out Ryan Custer. The whole team false started.
But watch the quarterback, Mackenzie Adams, as Michael Pouncey wraps him up. And then, you know, he's just holding on to him. He lets him go. And he falls down, tries to get a penalty call. I mean,
no flag for bad acting. Might as well give it a shot.
Hey, let's see if I can't get offsetting penalties, you know.
Not a lot of flags today. 5 on the Gators, 3 on the Commodores. Vandy, a very lightly penalized team. Florida, much better the last few weeks in that regard. And we've got a timeout called by the Commodores, who were confused offensively. So
Vanderbilt.
From 2nd and goal, close to the 2. Yeah, you have to use a timeout on 3rd and goal at the 7. It's homecoming weekend at the University of Florida. Beautiful day at the Swamp, and the Gators with a big lead. It's 2nd and goal for Adams. He fires, deflected, incomplete. And that's Derek Harvey dropping back and deflecting a pass. Gators have gotten their paws on a few today, haven't they?
Well, they haven't been able to get to the quarterback, get the sack, so they're doing the wise thing. They're dropping in lanes. They realize where Earl Bennett is at all times, so they're just trying to get into the area that they might be throwing the football. You know, he came in the ball game, the closest guy to him with receptions was 15, so, you know, if you guess, if I get around Bennett, I'm going to be right. Most of the time you will be.
Now the Gators send Wondy Pierre-Louis back in. I think Wondy came off, thought he was out of the game, and he's not. And now Florida will call a timeout because they've got some confusion defensively. Keep in mind, Anderson's been in and out of the lineup all year long with a sprained knee. On third down, completed pass short of the first down. Earl Bennett makes his 6th catch of the day, but he doesn't have, no, I'm sorry, not Bennett. That's George Smith making that one. But Vanderbilt's receivers, even when they catch the ball, except for that one long throw, just about every other pass has been 6, 5, 7 yards.
And a lot of those passes are extremely low. I would not be surprised to see them try and run an option route down here of some sort.
Or maybe an option running play. The Gators have brought in more of a goal line defense on 4th down. Florida has one 4th down stop today, looking for another. Adams under pressure, throws it up in the end zone, and it is intercepted by Joe Hayden. Hayden to the 5. Hayden out to about the 9-yard line, and the Gator defense has another stop.
Joe Hayden gets his 2nd interception of the year. Got a flag down, but good pressure by the Gator defense. And the Gators are going to get called for, I think, holding.
There's the pressure, Tony Joyner. Okay. Let's see what the flag is.
Number 49 on an eligible receiver doing a legal forward pass play. That penalty is half the distance to the goal and carries an automatic first down.
Jermaine Cunningham, defensive end, called for defensive holding. Did not see that flag till after the interception, but apparently the hold occurred before, so the Gators don't get that stop. And it's 1st and goal, and they didn't mark it half the distance. They went from the 7.5 to the 1.5 and marked off 6 yards instead of half the distance as they announced.
Yeah, but it actually started from where the previous play started from.
Flags all over, the play won't count. There was time left on the play clock, so it must have been a false start.
Good job by that Gator crowd down there in the closed end zone.
False start. Number 73 on the offense. That penalty is 5 yards.
Poor Ryan Custer in there at left guard for Josh Eames, and he's got to be wishing Eames would get healthy in a hurry.
Well, you've got a very noisy crowd down there in that north end zone, which is making it very difficult to get the snap count.
So the ball between the 6 and 7 now, where it's 1st and goal. 26 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. This possession seems like it's been going for a half an hour. They'll run Jackson Garrison inside the 5, inside the 1. Kaysen Jackson Garrison stopped by Joyner just shy of the end zone.
That time they tried to run a little stretch play just to try and get the defense running and let Garrison pick his hole. That time he found the seam and came very close to splitting the defense for the touchdown.
The Florida Gators head into the 4th quarter, leading Vandy by a score of 42-10. The Gators led 35-7 at intermission. Vanderbilt has taken advantage of a couple of Gator turnovers here in the 2nd half, but Vandy also turned it over when one of their blockers ran into their punt returner, setting up the Gators for their 3rd quarter touchdown. Now Vanderbilt opens the 4th quarter, 2nd and goal. On the keeper, he did not get in. It's 3rd and goal. Kenzie Adams trying to sneak in behind his center, Hamilton Holiday, the SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week. a semifinalist for the Dratty Award, which goes to the Scholar Athlete of the Year. Part of that all-senior offensive wall for Vanderbilt that Florida's held its own against with a lot of freshmen.
Well, you know, that's kind of interesting looking at Bobby Johnson there, wondering, you know, are we in? Well, if they took that long to unpile, you know you're not in.
South end zone starts making a little noise. They try it again. There's a flag. And he did not get in. Now, did the Gators jump or did the Commodores? They let the play go on.
Well, I think it looked like the Gators tried to time the snap count and got off the snide a little early. But you know, when you're already down at the 2-inch yard line, how much can they penalize you? You know, you did take the shot again.
I'm convinced you could be. When, you know, some people say you could call holding on every play now. Yeah. I think you could call offside on every goal line play. Somebody's hat's just across that neutral zone, breaking the plane on the front end of the football. So again, it'll be 3rd and goal. Vanderbilt, instead of 3 3/4 inches from the end zone, is now 1 7/8. Keep it. The ball came out. Florida's got the ball. Look out. Header the other way. Dustin Doe. Dustin Doe. They won't catch him. 99 yards.
It all might be for naught because the official at the other end is signaling touchdown. This will be reviewed, I think.
But what can they do if they review it? Well, and Doe's got the ball, then you got to find out where he was when the whistle blew.
No, but what they're saying is that he broke the plane of the goal line when he tried to reach the ball over the goal line. You know, sometimes you go to reach the ball over the goal line, you know, and you pull it right back, as long as it breaks the plane of the goal line. The question is, did the ball get knocked loose as he was trying to reach it over? So this will be interesting if the ball ever broke the plane. It doesn't look like it from everything that we're looking at. I sure hope we get another shot at this.
Well, when that ball popped out, I looked at both officials right on the line, and neither one had signaled touchdown.
The ruling on the field is that the ball broke the plane of the goal line before the fumble. It's a touchdown. Now the previous play is under further review.
Well, you can understand the officials being winded. They just ran the length of the field.
I was just going to say, he sounded like, especially, here's another look. Now the ball must break the plane. Now right here, he doesn't get off. And you see the ball gets knocked loose. I don't think it ever crossed the plane. Not from that angle there. Here's a better look. Let's see the ball. Here's the ball right there. And it's out.
Nope.
Okay. Let's take another look at it. You can see the ball right here. And the ball is loose right there. So it doesn't look like it ever crossed or broke the plane of the goal line. So,
well, that's why I said that. If they ruled that it didn't, they're blowing the whistle and calling touchdown before the play's over. Where do you put the ball?
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It is a touchdown. With the clock operator, please reset the game clock to 13 minutes and 46 seconds.
With far less evidence than you have right here that ball was not across the goal line.
And I think if we can take another look at it from this angle here, his arms never got extended because the Gator defender coming over the top was able to knock the ball out early on.
They're going to go for 2, and they're not going to get it. It's intercepted. Spikes picked it off, ran into the official, and then was tackled. So technically, that's not an interception. It's just a no-good conversion. Vanderbilt is within 26. Let's look at it again.
Now look at, I think that was Eric Rutledge diving over the top, but as the quarterback started to try and reach it out, he grabs his arm right away. I mean, see, he never gets it extended. Here's another look. That's Eric Rutledge. He never gets it extended. Ball comes out right away, so he never really got a chance to get it over the goal line. So I think it's just a blown call.
The last time the Vanderbilt Commodores were in Gainesville, we were here a long time. Double overtime. Chris Leak to the end zone. Jamail Cornelius makes the catch, and Florida takes the lead. But it was a high-scoring overtime for a lot of reasons. The Gators need a stop, and they get it right there. A career play for Reggie Lewis as he makes the interception, and the celebration began in the Swamp that night. Double OT, Florida winning 49-42. Well, we're pretty certain we're not going to see any double OT this afternoon. The Gators with a 26-point lead. Obviously, it's not over. You can't sit on it, but the Gators have executed so well offensively. And it looks like Vanderbilt's going to set up for an onside kick again.
Yeah, and this time, you know, there's no faking it, look like. And, you know, these guys got to get up around the 40-yard line. You know, that's, you know, I hate to see them line up at the 42, 43-yard line because all the ball has to go is to the 40-yard line, and Vandy can recover it.
Onfelt was lined up at an angle, then decided against it and teed the ball straight up. Got the Gators to crawl up, but kicks deep to Brandon James at the 1. James has a little bit of a hole and runs right through it. Brandon James up near midfield, tripped up and down at the Vanderbilt 46-yard line. Brian Onfelt, the kicker, prevents the touchdown.
And if you're Bobby Johnson, you're saying, you know what, we should have tried the onside because even if we didn't get it, it would have still been right at about the 40 to 41-yard line. You know, good blocking by the hands team as they get the good seal, and then Brandon James does the rest.
See that block by Keyston Moore. Great block by Keyston to spring him. And James takes it to the 46 of Vanderbilt. Tebow fake to Moore. Pumps once, he'll run for it. He's got 5, he's got 10, he's got 15, goes out of bounds with 20. Nice peel back block from Harvin just for the heck of it.
Well, Percy said, you guys have been punishing me all day. It is now my time, and you're trying to hit my quarterback. So let me show you a little toughness. This one, the Gators want to go deep, but everybody's covered. There's a hand in his face. Now watch Tim come out. Now watch Percy Harvin come in. He takes out a big guy. He takes out a big guy.
22-yard gain for Tebow, who has run sparingly today, but effectively.
And that's the way you want to see Tebow running with the football, only when he has to.
Blitz comes, they get it out. Caldwell with the catch inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. Got 6, maybe 7 on the play. Ryan Hamilton makes the stop. Caldwell been a busy guy in the passing game for the Gators today. He may join Harvin in the 100-yard club.
Running a lot of crossing routes, and Tim Tebow getting rid of the ball in a hurry as Vandy continually coming with the blitz from outside. Tim sees it, gets rid of the football.
Florida splits 2 wide receivers on 2nd and short. On the option, they'll pitch it. Here's Harvin, 15. He is hit hard, but goes forward and gets the first down at about the 13-yard line. Nice hit delivered by Rashard Langford. Percy Harvin's a lot stronger than you might think, and it didn't faze him a bit.
Yeah, you can hear it all the way up here in the booth, but good blocking. Tim Tebow options the end man, Gatewood on the end of the line, and then just as Percy tries to cut it back, he gets blasted by Langford, but holds on to the football.
You know, that tackling of the ball. Look at Percy Harvin, the first Gator to ever have 100 running and receiving in the same game. 100 on the ground, 110 as a receiver. Yeah, give him a few more. Harvin keeps his balance. He will score. What a day for Percy Harvin. What a day for the Gator offense. Harvin and Tebow have each run for 2 touchdowns. Caldwell has caught 2 touchdown passes. Jarrett Faison has caught a touchdown pass, and Joey Ehouse has made 7 extra points. But Percy Harvin into the Gator record books, the sophomore, with a big day in the Swamp.
Percy just been unbelievable catching the football as he goes down, makes the catch, and then outstanding run after he gets into the secondary, it's very difficult to get on the ground. Does a nice job of tucking in, reading ahead of his blockers. Real strong runner. Big runs all afternoon. And then another touchdown. Almost loses his balance, but has the ability to pick it back up and get into the end zone. But more people getting involved in the offense.
You know, Nat, we talked early on about how good the Vanderbilt linebacking core is. So Florida said, okay, well, why force the issue with Percy or with Cornelius? Instead, attack the secondary, and they've done that very well. Moore spins out of trouble, and he'll be tackled somewhere around the 35-yard line as the Gator coverage finally does get to him. Justin Williams in there on the play. Brian Thomas as well on coverage for the Florida Gators, holding Moore to a 17-yard return. You would think he's a better weapon than that, and you find another way to get him involved. They throw it deep, and it's broken up and caught by Wondy Pierre-Louis. Louis reverses field, which is where all the Commodores are, and he'll be chased out of bounds at the 42-yard line. I guess he just wanted to meet some people. He had all his blockers on one side of the field.
Well, it looked like a smart move when he looked and he saw Chris William, big number 74 at 6'6", 320. Surely I can outrun him. But just an outstanding play of locating the football. You know, as a defensive back, it's okay to get beat, but you've got to find the football. He's working against Earl Bennett. He finds the football, gets a hand up, intercepts it, and now watch it. He's looking at this big guy. He said, wait a minute. Oh, no, I think I'm just going out of bounds.
He's got too many friends. Well, it must be about something about number 4 and returning interceptions, because Lawrence Wright made every interception he made quite an entertaining return as well. It must be in the number. Florida runs Brandon James, and he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he's even short of that.
Yeah, that time they were running the play right into the blitz, and had a couple Commodore defenders sitting there waiting on him.
Theo Horrocks, Gabe Hall, the defensive tackles, controlling the line on that play. Florida 49-16. That's 14 more points than Vanderbilt has given up to any team. Auburn scored 35. No other team topped 24 on the Commodores in the first 8 games of the season. This is a pretty good defense. Miscommunication for the Gators. Tebow goes down, and he fumbled. Faison recovers, and now they say an incomplete pass. Okay, incomplete pass is the ruling. That's going to be reviewed. We might as well take a seat.
Yeah, that's a fumble. I don't know who he was passing it to.
Well, he fumbled when his elbow hit the ground. I thought he'd be declared down. Watch this.
Oh yeah, he did. He did try to pass it out there. Once again, the officials are right and we're wrong.
Once again?
Once again.
Once a week.
Once again. You know, we've been wrong quite often up here today.
I don't know, the goal line play, I'm standing by our judgment. 3rd and long for the Gators. Vandy blitzes. Tebow fires short of the first down. Jared Faison makes the catch. He and Lewis Murphy have given the Florida Gators 4 receivers that can make some plays to go with Harvin and Caldwell.
Well, and you know, when you've got a 49-16 lead, you don't really have a problem with coming in and just kicking it away.
And a sideline warning against the Gators.
I guess they
just invented that, what, 5-6 years ago? How long have they been doing these sideline warnings? Has anyone ever been penalized for it? Lots of people get warned.
Well, only if you continually harass the official.
I wish highway patrolmen treated violations like they do the sideline violation warning. You know, just warn you. Gators set to punt, 2nd time today. Henry, a high, great-looking kick. And it'll hit at the 8 and bounce backwards for another 5 yards. And Vanderbilt will have it at the 13. So Chaz Henry looked like a perfect boot, but it ended up bouncing back and costing him 5 yards on it. Well, the Florida Gator defense has gotten some takeaways today. A big part of Florida's success. It happened early when Spikes deflected it and Jermaine Cunningham picked it off. Then Vandy helped out, getting confused on their punt return. And then beautiful defense by Wondy Pierre-Louis with a deflection and an interception. 3 takeaways by the Gator defense, plus one that didn't count on the goal line, and another that doesn't officially become a turnover on the 2-point conversion. So the Florida Gators done a great job there. Down to the field we go to Steve.
Well, the Gators last year led the SEC with 21 interceptions, and that was mainly because of the 3 R's, Reggie Nelson, Reggie Lewis, and Ryan Smith. And the Gators this year, they're starting to catch up, but they got a long way to go. 21 picks a year ago. Let's take a look at Reggie Nelson. He led the Gators with, well, he had 6 interceptions. Take a look at his closing speed. Great closing speed against Tennessee. What a play by Reggie Nelson. Ryan Smith, he led the Gators with 8 picks. Great anticipation on the ball. Now, there's a deflection, but again, being a ball hawk, that's the key thing for Ryan Smith. And Reggie Lewis, he had 4, so combined the 3 R's did a great job. And 21 picks last year. Right now, the Gators with 8. They got a long way to catch up.
But they started the day with 6, so 8 is a much better number. A couple of picks today for the Gators. On the quarterback draw, Adams caught around the ankles and holding on, making the tackle is Dustin Doe. Oh, no, I'm sorry, check that. There you see the result. The Gators on 2 of those turnovers, turning them into touchdowns. That fumble in the 3rd quarter led to the first Gator score of the 2nd half. So you turn turnovers into points, you end up winning games.
That was Lorenzo Edwards, I think, linebacker, backup linebacker, getting some playing time.
True freshman out of Orlando Edgewater. Richard Kovalchuk, the 3rd Vanderbilt quarterback, into the ball game. He swings it out to Kason Jackson Garrison, and he is dropped by Joe Hayden.
I tell you, Joe Hayden is playing like he's been playing cornerback all his life, and he just does such a great job of reading the play. You know, as the play starts to develop, he reads it, he gets in between it before the blocking can develop, and even at times today, he's taken, here's another look, good pressure by Jermaine Cunningham. Now watch at the bottom of your screen, balls, I mean, it's a perfect setup. You know, Garrison think he's off to the races, and Joe Hayden is right there to hit him in the mug as soon as he catches the football.
He's a special talent, a true freshman corner, playing at a high level in this league. Rugby kick, hits at the 40, and James will let it roll. Goes about another 15 or 16 yards, and Florida will go on offense. But a great day for the Gator football team. And another guy who needed it was Cameron Newton, the freshman from Georgia. Just outside Atlanta, is going to get a chance to play a little quarterback for the Gators. Looks one way, throws the other for Murphy. Lewis Murphy across midfield. Gets about 7 or 8 yards. Cameron Newton has been slowed lately with a sprained ankle, but apparently had a good week right before the Georgia game, and good for him to get to play maybe a possession or 2 here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and that's been the tough part for this Gator football team, is that, you know, you got so much talent sitting on the bench, but they haven't really gotten playing opportunities because the game is drug on each and every week. You know, you go up and you play Kentucky, and you know, it turns into a shootout. You know, you think you've got LSU on the wraps, and you let them come back. So, you know, it's good to get some of these young guys some playing experience this afternoon.
Newton will keep. Cam Newton fights his way forward for about 10 yards or close to it, and a Florida first down at the Vandy 40.
And Larry, when you're 6'5", 243 pounds, you know, all that stuff that you like to run with Tim Tebow, you can run it with Cam Newton because he's a monster running up in the inside.
Yeah, he's bigger than the linebackers. I mean, you prepare for Florida, and the linebackers are saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. You got Tebow, now you're going to throw this guy at me? Come on. I want a small, skinny quarterback. Cam Newton, a star performer up in Georgia as a high schooler. Very highly recruited. Gained 4 yards as the Gators run it up inside. Keyston Moore. Poor Keyston, a touchdown taken away early in the game.
I think that's Keyston's 5th, maybe 6th carry of the ball game. Should put him up over 40 yards. So, you know, keeping that average up around 5 yards per carry. Had a big run, 32 yards in the second quarter.
2nd down and 6 inside, 6 minutes to play. Newton keeps, breaks a tackle at the 40 or 36 and goes forward a couple of yards. Will bring up 3rd down in less than 5. Florida starting quarterback Tim Tebow, he has reason to smile. Look at this. 21 bad throw out of 27, 281 yards, 3 touchdowns, an interception, 2 more touchdowns running. He has 14 rushing touchdowns and 21 passing touchdowns.
Well, he's been very prolific. You know, the problem has been is, you know, when you really needed to keep things going, you haven't been able to get it done. So, you know, this is the game that he needed as well.
Newton fires too strong for Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez out of Connecticut, freshman tight end. And now you have to decide, okay, what's the gentlemanly thing to do? Do you kick the field goal? Do you go for it? On 4th down, they're going to, I think, go for it.
Well, I think it gives your guys a chance to get some playing time or some experience in 4th down situations, but realistically, you know, if you kick a field goal, you're running it up, and if you throw a bomb, you're running it up. So
the only way you avoid running it up is to fail. You don't want to do that. Bad snap. Newton tried to pick it up and run with it. Not a good idea. Vanderbilt plays double dribble with it, and it'll be a touchdown for the Commodores, as running it in is Darlon Speed, a reserve defensive back. Gets the touchdown for Vandy. Adams sacked from behind, and the Gators pick it up. Torrey Davis making the play for the Gator defense, and the 2-point conversion is no good.
Carl Newton had been playing some tackle, and now he's the backup center with Michael Pouncey moving over to the defensive side of the football. Here's another look at it. He doesn't get it back there, and then Cam Newton doesn't do the right thing. He tries to pick it up, and then this allows Darron Spread to pick it up and run it in for the touchdown, giving the Vanderbilt football team another touchdown. But a couple of mistakes there, and you know, they did the right thing. They're over there working on it now. That's what you got to do. You make a mistake, you go and try and work out those problems so that you don't make it again.
Carl Johnson, a redshirt freshman from Durham, North Carolina, and he has moved around on the offensive line, both guard and tackle, and then moves to center because of the switch of Pouncey. High, short kickoff. Gators can't quite get to it, and finally do get a hand on it and fall on it before anything too bad happens. Justin Williams there for the Florida Gators. Well, let's see what Newton gets to do on this possession. Shows a little corner blitz. Florida will run it inside. Keyston Moore picks up a couple.
Starting to get a look at some of the backup offensive linemen, especially at that center position, because Drew Miller is one of 2 seniors on the starting offensive line. He and both Carlton Metter are your 2 starting offensive linemen that are seniors.
You got Mo Hurt in there playing on the offensive line. Marcus Gilbert, 76. Newton keeps. Newton to the 40, runs over a man to the 45-yard line. And there's Brent Trice, the backup strong safety, requesting one of those undersized quarterbacks as he was flattened.
And here's a guy that really could be used similar to the way Tebow was used last year, because it's such a weapon as he puts that forearm on the defender Trice. Reminds you a lot of Tim last year. Want to tackle me? Come on.
Well, it's comforting for the quarterback to know that once he breaks the line of scrimmage, he's bigger than everyone else.
That time he had just a little too much body lean and fell down on his own, but I'll tell you what, he's a big, strong fellow when he decides he wants to run with that football.
Yeah, I experience that every Saturday night around 11 or so. 2nd down, a long 3 for the Gators. as they take it down close to 3 minutes to go. This time they'll run it. Moore takes it down close to the 40-yard line. Gators piling up a ton of yardage on a Vandy defense that doesn't give up very much normally.
And, you know, the best work that they're getting right now, if you look at the defensive line of this Vandy football team, this is a defensive line, or should I say a defense that came in giving up only 118 yards rushing, and they're still in there playing. They're interchanging their first and second unit, so your second offensive line now is getting good work against a starting defensive line.
Newton keeps, breaks it outside, looking for an angle, can't get one. He'll be dragged down right at the 40. Might have picked up a yard.
I'll tell you what, he's doing a nice job of putting that ball in there and then pulling it out, because I would have sworn that Keyston Moore had the football, as did the defensive tackle, Harrick.
Vanderbilt needs 6 wins to be bowl eligible. They've got 3 more games coming up that they've got to try to get some victories down the stretch: Kentucky, Tennessee, and Wake Forest. And they may need 7 to get in because the SEC has so many teams in range. Nice run. Moore takes it outside to the 34, shy of a first down. There you see the Vanderbilt rushing defense. Well, they liked October a lot more than November, didn't they? Gators didn't have a great October, so they like November better. And now 3rd down and a short 3. The ball inside the 34. There's Moore again. Keyston Moore down to the 20. Picks up another Florida Gator first down. The play of the game is brought to you by Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
And it's Percy Harvin following the block of Eric Rutledge, and then able to just waltz into the end zone. Good block at the point of attack. Good blocking outside by the receivers. And Percy Harvin gets his 2nd touchdown run of the day.
Percy over 100 rushing and receiving, the first time in a single game for anyone in Gator history. A couple of touchdowns. If he's not first team all SEC, somebody needs to take away the votes from those who vote, because he is dynamic. Keyston Moore inside the 10. Moore smelling the end zone, makes it a 1st and goal at the 7-yard line, and that will probably be the final snap of the ball game.
And the Gators have come back and done a nice job here this afternoon in front of this hometown crowd for homecoming, and the Gators look forward to next week versus the Old Ball coach in Columbia, South Carolina.
Well, Urban Meyer, used to winning in this building, will improve to 17-1 here in the Swamp, and 28-7 overall. 2 coaches meet at midfield, and the Florida Gators have a victory.